Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. And we begin with a great reason to get outdoors, even if you only go as far as your own backyard. Today marks the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, which was created back in 1970 to get us to better appreciate and protect our home planet. On the very first celebration, 20 million U.S. citizens took part in rallies and beach cleanups. The idea went global, and now hundreds of millions of people typically join in. This year will be different, but there are still ways to celebrate. First, astronaut Chris Cassidy will be answering questions live from the best seat in the house, the International Space Station. That's on NASA TV at 12:10 Eastern Time this afternoon. NASA also created 3 special Junior Ranger Space Tech activities and a 50th Anniversary Earth Day toolkit that's free for students, teachers, and parents. A link to those and a bunch of more down-to-earth Earth Day activities can be found on the resource page of our website at kidnuz.org. Being football's GOAT probably gets him access to a lot of things. The exception for Tom Brady, a Florida park closed due to COVID. The new-to-the-neighborhood quarterback was trying to squeeze in a workout when a patrol showed up to give him the boot. Brady may be the new star in Tampa Bay, but closed means closed. The mayor later confirmed the violation in a tweet and asked him to stay home and help flatten the curve. But the news got better fast for Mr. Brady. ESPN and the NFL Network are now reporting that Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski is coming out of retirement to join his old friend on the Buccaneers. It wasn't the Lyrid meteor shower, and they weren't UFOs. So what were those lights that set British Twitter ablaze the past 2 nights? Turns out the show was caused by dozens and dozens of equally spaced satellites, all precisely setting up shop in low orbit. They're part of billionaire tech guru Elon Musk's eventual plan to launch 12,000 high-tech birds so he can blanket the Earth in inexpensive internet. They go up in batches of 60. In fact, another 6 will blast off from Florida today. So far, his Starlink program has sent more than 362 satellites skyward, but not without controversy. Some astronomers claim they get in the way of their stargazing. Musk says they don't and has offered to make changes if they do. How do you spell canceled? There are actually 2 ways, but the meaning is the same. Something that was supposed to happen won't. And in this case, that something is the National Spelling Bee. For the first time since World War II, the annual event has been officially called off for 2020. And for the 8th graders who've been practicing all year, more disappointment. Scripps will not change the eligibility requirements for next year's bee, meaning kids who are in the 8th grade this year will age out and miss the opportunity to compete in the national finals entirely. Also getting the coronavirus axe, Oktoberfest in Germany, and the annual Running of the Bulls in Pamplona, Spain. And although Disney hasn't commented, an analyst for MarketWatch says he expects Disneyland and Disney World to remain closed until January of 2021. A-Rod wants back into the game, not as a player, but as an owner. He and singer J-Lo are reportedly pooling their savings to buy a baseball team. And the one that they want is the Mets. The couple can't do it alone. According to sources, they've signed on with a bank to help them raise what they need or partner with someone to make up the difference. Rodriguez has wanted in on ownership ever since Yankees great Derek Jeter bought the Marlins. The upcoming season, meantime, remains on hold. The latest idea on a restart modifies the all teams play in Arizona plan to include ballparks in Florida and Texas. And that's it for KidNuz this morning. Now, our KidNuz quiz. Today is the 50th anniversary of what? Earth Day, which started back in 1970. Who got kicked out of a closed Florida park? New Tampa Bay quarterback Tom Brady. What sent Twitter ablaze in Great Britain? streaks of light from dozens of passing satellites. Who wants to buy the New York Mets baseball team? Alex Rodriguez and Jennifer Lopez. In One for the Road, perhaps this was the quarantine sport we've all been waiting for. Late-night host James Corden got the ball rolling by issuing his shirt-off shootout challenge to the entire NBA. The rules are pretty simple. Dress in as many layers as possible, then rip them off one at a time and try to toss them in a laundry basket from 10 feet away. The first to try it was Warriors star Steph Curry, cheered on by his kids. You'd think his shooting skills would translate to the laundry, but they clearly didn't. The video can be found on YouTube. All money raised will go to the charity Feed the Children. Before we go, today's birthday shout-outs go to Colorado for Ethan in Erie and McKinley in Thornton, California for Elizabeth in San Martin and Rhea in San Diego, and Eli in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we salute our teachers, Mrs. Fuentes and her students at Myrtle Cooper in El Paso, Texas, and Mrs. DiLorenzo's class at Carrillo Elementary in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.